Chris Hyde. This month on Young at Heart, I'm here at the Mower County Senior Center where they're holding their monthly senior dance, which is held on the 4th Tuesday of each month. Incidentally, this is the last dance that will be held at the Senior Center. Today on the show, we're going to have a visit with Elmer Gilbertson and Donald Sorensen, and also take a look at the weatherization and the tour programs for seniors in the Mower County area. All this and much more coming up on Young at Heart.
It's a good violin. This is a German-made one, a copy of a Stradivarius.
Some people think Social Security is just for retirement.
But if a serious illness or injury puts you out of work, Social Security can pay disability.
Even if you're years from retirement.
And it would pay your family survivor's benefits if somehow your life gets cut short.
So what benefits can you expect? Find out by calling 1-800-2345-SSA.
For your own personal earnings and benefit estimate statement. Social Security, it's not just for retirement.
It's for life.
For those of you who do it alone, who stand by a loved one with Alzheimer's disease, now there's someone to stand by you. The Alzheimer's Association.
Is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't.
We have support groups where you can get in touch with your feelings, and community services and research that can put you in touch with the facts. Hopefully one day, the cure.
And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble.
To reach your local Alzheimer's Association, call this number. Someone is there now to stand by you.
Nutritionists agree that fresh fruit in the diet in abundance helps to promote good health. Fresh fruit from Chile offers fiber, minerals, vitamins, and other health promoters, and has little or no sodium and no cholesterol. Chile is a technologically advanced and responsible world leader in fruit production and exporting. Chilean winter fruit, offering Americans the enjoyment and good health of summer fruit all year round.
It's not often you find farm blood in the city, but then you haven't met Elmer Gilbertson. Elmer is a 77-year-young retired farmer and construction worker who has lived in the northeastern Iowa and southeastern Minnesota area all of his life.
I already had a farm before we were married. And in those days, you bought it for little and nothing. Then an 80 on another farm across the road in Minnesota came up, and we bought that. And we still have both of them. To begin, we had so little in them, we didn't dare sell them because we'd have to pay so much taxes. So we are giving them to the boys.
Elmer and his wife Esther have been married for 52 hearty years.
Well, I was in high school. I guess I met him because I went to visit a cousin of mine, and he happened to be a neighbor, so that's how we got acquainted.
I went with this lady for 3.5 years before I talked her into getting married.
Fiddle playing is a big hobby for Elmer. He started playing in the 1960s, following a little bad luck with some other instruments.
I had a cousin that was an old-time fiddler that I was with a lot. And I had fooled around some with a guitar when I was younger. And I tried to start back on that, and all I got was sore fingers on those guitar strings. So I borrowed this violin from this cousin of mine and started playing that. And eventually I bought it from him. Started going to auction sales, and sometimes would come back with 2 of them.
Elmer feels fiddling is a way to carry on his heritage, which is of the Scandinavian influence. Elmer has quite a collection of fiddles.
These are 2 of the 10 violins I have. This one is probably the most interesting one. It's been told it's Russian-made. It has the top and the bottom do not overlap. They are rounded off And it's a good violin. This is a German-made one, a copy of a Stradivarius. A violin repairman saw it, and he said he thought it was about the nearest copy to a Strad he'd ever seen.
Esther, who has a number of hobbies of her own, such as sewing, pottery, and painting, still finds time to listen to Elmer play.
This is a tune that I got off a tape that I got from Channel 15 about half a year ago, I guess. Up there.
The Gilbertsons have been blessed with 3 sons and 9 grandchildren, who Elmer hopes will take up playing one day.
Well, the things that I would remember about Dad would be the fact that he was always took time out from farming to, play catch, or he loved to go to baseball games. There were many summers that it was one baseball game in the afternoon, go home, do the chores, and a different baseball game Sunday night.
He's generous, he's nice, he always comes to my basketball or baseball games. He gives us nice presents or anything whenever we're around him.
Elmer has found retirement enjoyable. He worked hard to be a good farmer and at keeping a good marriage going.
You know, the interest in the 3 boys and them getting married and the grandchildren and the 3 daughter-in-laws. That leaves you with a lot of things to do, going to visit them.
This has been Tom Ashbaugh for Young at Heart.
The picture we're looking at is the beautiful store building of George Hirsch Clothing Company. And Mr. Hirsch built that in 1895. And he has sold it now to Keenan's clothing store, and it's at the corner of North Main Street and 4th Avenue Northeast. 500 is the number of the building.
Here's Carol Kittner with an update on the new senior center and important tax information for seniors.
On January 9th, we had our official groundbreaking ceremony for the new senior center. And with that, we are accelerating into all kinds of timelines in order to meet the date for the seniors to move into the new facility, which is geared for May 15th, 1991. The foundation of the senior center is just about being completed, and on January 31st, bids will be awarded for the 2nd phase of the new senior center, and that will be the construction of the exterior of the building. Meanwhile, here at the Senior Center, we have all kinds of dates that we're trying to meet, and on April 1st, we will have to have most of the rooms emptied so that the school will be able to come in and do the renovation of the Woodson School for classes that will be held here next fall. We're asking everyone to mark their calendars for Saturday, March 9th, when we're going to have an auction at the center. There are many items here at the Senior Center that are not going to be brought over to the new facility because the space is not going to be adequate. So we have many items that are going to be for sale, including furniture, refrigerator, freezers, microwave ovens, fans, and much, much more. This is also going to give the public an opportunity to participate in a fundraising event. Anybody wishing to donate any items to the Senior Center may do so. We simply ask that the item be a usable item and that the proceeds for the auctions will go for the new building fund for the new senior center. The Senior Center has many programs and services that we have available to the older adults in our community. And today I'd like to share with you one of those special programs that we have available for you. And with me now is Ken Rolfson, an active member of the AARP, who's helping make possible tax assistance this year in Moore County. Tax assistance has been available to seniors and low-income people for the past 5 years. Ken, who is it that's making possible this program?
We start out with, basically it's the AARP that has arrangement with the Internal Revenue Service, and then the AARP will give us a out-of-pocket expense to do this program. But then the IRS furnishes the instructors to teach us, and that's usually a 3-day for the internal revenue part of it and 1 day for the state part of it.
Ken, when does the tax training begin?
Training will start on the 22nd of January. That's on a Tuesday, and there'll be 3 days of federal and 1 day of Minnesota, and that'll be hours from 9 to 3.
Who's eligible to come to you for tax assistance, Ken? And when they come, what do they need to bring with them?
Well, it's low income and seniors. And so if they come, everything that you had with your income tax last year, bring the same thing this year. In other words, what we're talking about is anything that you got that showed that you had an income, whether it's interest, whether it's working, whether it's your own part-time job, whatever it might be. If it's income, bring those papers along. If there's been a change in your family status, also if there's been a divorce decree, bring that along.
Ken, when are the volunteers going to be available to assist the seniors with their taxes this year?
The counselors will be available starting the 6th of February. That's on a Tuesday. And the first will be on a Tuesday at the Senior Center, and then on Wednesdays and Thursdays we're at the First Bank downtown Austin, and that's also 9 to 3. Then we also, if you wish and homebound, we have a team that will go out and do your taxes at your home. And or if you want, you can come in, walk in, or you can have appointments, whatever you want. And now if you wish appointments, then you call 433-3220.
Thank you for being here today, Ken, and I hope you have another successful year with helping seniors in our community with their taxes. And now for a report on the chore program that's available here in Moore County. And with that report, we have Brad Overley.
It'll introduce a lonely soul to a lonely someone else. Love helps those who cannot help themselves.
Many seniors who live alone are unable to do some of the day-to-day heavy chores that may arise. This is where the Moore County Senior Citizens Chore Program can help.
The chore program that I coordinate is a grant program from the Southeastern Minnesota Area Agency on Aging, and it's to help seniors who are 60 and older to remain independent and to stay in their home. The type of services that we provide are the heavier services: snow removal, lawn mowing, a lot of seasonal work. In the spring we take screens and put them on in place of the storm windows. In the fall, do the opposite. Raking of lawns. Right now, with this time of year and all the snow that we've received, we're real actively involved in raking snow off of roofs. What we try to do is provide necessary services to seniors who are unable to do it on their own.
Seniors need not be enrolled in the program, but they must possess a legitimate need for help, such as physical or other disability. The chore program does many kinds of work for seniors, such as minor repairs, major cleaning, and a variety of seasonal work. I recently had a chance to talk with Jerry Morris, one of the main people that help out seniors here around Austin.
I do a lot of snow blowing. This is the first year I really got into the pulling snow off the roofs. That's because we got so much, you know. Do a lot of mowing, do a lot of windows, caulking windows, put doors on, porches, anything and everything. It's very rewarding. You know, I really enjoy it. I've been at it a couple years now. It's a fantastic program. I mean, it really helps a lot of older people. It's good.
The senior in need of assistance simply telephones the chore program at the Moore County Senior Center and tells them what they need done.
Yes, Jerry's available to help take the snow off your roof. Gladys, do you have your own snow rake, or do you need for Jerry to bring his?
Bring it. Well, I think it would be easier if you'd bring your own if you have your own equipment.
Okay, Gladys, I'll give this to Jerry, and Jerry will call and schedule a time that he can help you with. It'll probably be tomorrow about 9 in the morning. How does that sound?
Anytime. It doesn't make any difference. As long as he's doing it outside, which I don't have any problems with.
Okay. Thank you, Gladys. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
The chore program has been very good to me. I've had it for the last 2 years with helping out the yard, doing yard work, mowing, raking leaves, and the snow, and also with a lady that comes and helps me in the house with my errands and stuff.
To get more information about the chore program, call Nancy Donahue at the Moore County Senior Center at 433-8376. This has been Brad Oberly for Young at Heart.
Your eyes, incredible creations that enable you to learn, to work, and to enjoy the world around you. But sometimes your eyes need care, and maybe you can't afford that care. That's where Vision USA may be able to help you. Vision USA provides free eye examinations to low-income workers and their families not covered by insurance. Call 1-800-766-4466 to see if you qualify. It's a free call for the sake of your eyes.
If you were creating a place for your children to live, wouldn't you make sure it provided everything they'd need to grow up healthy and happy? Well, the fact is, this is where your children will live, and you can help protect it. You can recycle glass, plastic, and aluminum. You can organize neighborhood cleanup efforts, and you can write to Take Pride in America for more ways to help preserve the earth. After all, some pretty important people are moving in.
A message from the American Dietetic Association. Today, our contestants, Gloria and Curtis, will race against the clock shopping for good nutrition. Curtis is off to a great start. He's gone straight for bananas and broccoli. Gloria heads down the bread aisle. She's chosen whole wheat bread and bran muffins. Uh-oh, Curtis seems to have plucked himself some fine chicken. He's on to the lean ground beef. Gloria tops off her cart with low-fat milk, cottage cheese, and vanilla yogurt. Down to the final stretch, fish, kidney beans, orange juice, peanut butter, carrots, pasta. It's just too close to call. With good nutrition, everyone's a winner. So choose good nutrition for today and tomorrow.
Randy Travis on strings. Branford Marsalis on the horn. Paul Schaefer on keys. Carly Simon on lead. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
Provides a number of services to residents in southeastern Minnesota. One of those is the Energy Assistance Program. Here's John Christensen.
This winter, unlike the last few winters, has been bitterly cold, causing many individuals to find it hard to pay their utility bills. But there is hope for people in southern Minnesota who can't afford to keep up. SEMCAC's weatherization and energy assistance programs, available in Dodge, Fillmore, Freeborn, Houston, Mower, Steele, and Winona counties, will pay part of the utility bills and provide free home weatherization to families that qualify.
Well,
Well, to qualify for the Energy Assistance Program, you need to meet certain income guidelines. The first thing that you need to do is call Rushford and make an appointment. Okay, a family of two, the income guideline for 90 days is $2,885. We always do a 3-month verification. Also, during that period, any medical expenses that were paid out of pocket are deductible.
Some things you'll need before you get an interview will be a copy of the Energy Assistance Program pamphlet, copies of all household income, copies of medical bills, and copies of heating bills.
If you live in subsidized housing and you pay your own heating bills, you can apply for energy assistance. If you live in subsidized housing and the heat is included in rent, you cannot. You're not eligible. Some people think they can't apply for fuel assistance because their heat is included in their rent otherwise, and they say, well, the landlord's paying the bill. Yes, you may apply. You will need to bring a rent receipt, and your amount of assistance will be based on the amount of rent that you pay. You need to call. If you have questions about these things, you could call the office and we can go into detail a little bit more.
Now that the bills are under control, the cost can be kept down through the weatherization program.
The weatherization program makes your home more heat efficient. So think heat loss when you think what the kinds of things would weatherization do, and that might be weather stripping, caulking, insulation, replacing broken doors and windows, cracked foundations, things like that. It varies from house to house. If you are eligible for energy assistance, you should be eligible for weatherization also. So if you've already applied for energy assistance and you think, hey, I'd like to have that weatherization, call the office and perhaps we can do this very simply for you. The cost is nothing. It is free of cost. You can apply for this if you're a renter. You will have to get your landlord's approval. In order to do that, he will have to sign an agreement.
Items included in the weatherization of homes are insulating walls, attics, foundations, water pipes, and water heaters, applying caulking and weather stripping, and the repair or replacement of storm doors and windows. If you feel that you might qualify, you can call Ann Trotsky at 433-5889 for more information. Or to make an application appointment, you can call area code 507-864-7515. This has been John Christensen reporting for Young at Heart.
Perhaps you've been hearing recently about the endorphins, those wonderful magic chemicals similar to morphine that are made in the head. Norman Cousins talked about these in his book, Anatomy of an Illness. These are chemicals that make us feel so good, who take away some of the aches and pains of our life, and we can get them up so many ways. One of the ways, of course, is with laughter. Exercise is one. Even thinking ourselves happy and healthy have been shown to raise some of these magic chemicals. We need to know about this magic. Work on giving ourselves our own injection of our own internal uppers, the endorphins.
The subject of this month's Fireside Chat is Donald Sorensen, who's a retired Hormel executive.
I retired from the Hormel Company. I'd been an employee of the Hormel Company for 35 years. I think that sometimes we may have failed to recognize the benefit of working for the Hormel Company when we were working quite as much as when we retire. I think people today who retired are actually young at heart, more so than people who retired when I first started working for the company. And part of that is because of better health, but a great deal of it is because of better programs for retirement, both from the government point of view, but especially from the company point of view. During the time I was with the Hormel Company, I had the real privilege of having a number of different jobs, so it never got boring. It was always interesting. And retirement has been the same way. One of the main reasons that we enjoy retirement is because of our family. We have a son, Bruce, who lives here in Austin. He's with the Sheriff's Association, and he has 3 children, and of course we enjoy having them around. My daughter lives in Kansas City, which is only a 7-hour drive, and she has 3 children, and they manage to get home 3 or 4 times a year. Besides the what I consider the service type activities, I do spend a lot of time in the summertime on the golf course, and I'm not much of a hunter, but I really enjoy fishing. And 2 summers ago, caught what the lodge people where we were staying said may have been the record brown trout from Lake Michigan. It was 17 pounds. I have found out since that time that the world record brown trout was 36 pounds and caught up in Canada. So you can see it was a nice fish, but nothing that neared any kind of records. 5 years before my retirement date, we started to take winter vacations. And we went to places such as San Diego and the Phoenix, Tucson area, down in southern Texas, Florida, Hilton Head, South Carolina. And we came to the conclusion that there wasn't any place in this country that we'd rather live than right here. And part of that is because of my having graduated from Leroy High School, having family here, and besides that, it's just an excellent place to live. Austin, by any description, has got to be an outstanding community.
Thanks for watching Young at Heart this month. We hope you tune in next month, and don't forget to tell your friends about it. We'd like to thank the Sterling Silver Club and also the seniors. We leave you now with the sounds of the Clark's Band.
Young at Heart is produced by the television students of Austin Technical College in association with Austin Senior Citizens Center and KSMQ TV.
Welcome to the premiere of Young at Heart. I'm your hostess, Kim Wilson. Young at Heart features a very special resource in the Austin area, senior citizens. Today on Young at Heart, we will be visiting with Carol Kittner of the Moore County Senior Center and 2 very special Austin residents, Harvey Stewart and Harold Rochford. All this and more coming up on Young at Heart.
Otto Jensen. There's Rex Anderson. Rick the Cutter. There's a teacher. There's a teacher.
A message from the American Dietetic Association. Today, our contestants, Gloria and Curtis, will race against the clock shopping for good nutrition. Curtis is off to a great start. He's gone straight for bananas and broccoli. Gloria heads down the bread aisle. She's chosen whole wheat bread and bran muffins. Uh-oh, Curtis seems to have plucked himself some fine chicken. He's on to the lean ground beef. Gloria tops off her cart with low-fat milk, cottage cheese, and vanilla yogurt. Down to the final stretch, fish, kidney beans, orange juice, peanut butter, carrots, pasta. It's just too close to call. With good nutrition, everyone's a winner. So choose good nutrition for today and tomorrow.
Randy Travis on strings. Branford Marsalis on the horn. Paul Schaefer on keys. Carly Simon on lead. There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Play your part.
Your eyes, incredible creations that enable you to learn, to work, and to enjoy the world around you. But sometimes your eyes need care, and maybe you can't afford that care. That's where Vision USA may be able to help you. Vision USA provides free eye examinations to low-income workers and their families not covered by insurance. Call 1-800-766-4466 to see if you qualify. It's a free call for the sake of your eyes.
This article is only one example of gratitude shown towards 94-year-old Harold Rochford for his contributions to the Austin community. Harold and his wife Frances have lived in Austin most of their lives, 60 of which they have spent with each other. Their roots in Austin run deep.
There was a large family from Canada. My father was born in St. George, Quebec, and Grandpa and the family of 15 came to what is now Moore County in 1866, in August. My father was 10 years old when they come to Moore County. So he met my mother, and she was born in Valparaiso, Indiana in 1862. And father and mother were married in 1882 in Austin.
Harold and Frances have lived in their current home since 1955. Their daughter, Donna Loshman, has given them 5 grandchildren. Harold came from a family of 9. He has one living sister, Mita, who is 2 years older than he is. They have not seen each other in 60 years, but she calls once a week from her California home.
Mita graduated from the high school here in Austin in May 1913.
Harold left school in 1914 at the age of 18. He was needed on his parents' farm. His prized possession is a picture of the students at Austin High from 1921.
Oh, God. It's sad. Sad. The whole class put it all into war in 1918. Look at the dresses. Hey, there's Otto Jensen. There's Rex Anderson. Rick the Cutter. There's a teacher. There's a teacher. Oh.
If it seems Harold gets involved when talking about Austin history, you're right. As our cameraman found out, Harold prides himself on his knowledge of the buildings and people of Austin.
That is the Kinsman property, have the whole block where the Austin Arena is, right now. And the flood took down all the buildings. It was really a disaster.
Yeah, Harold Rochford just has an incredible memory for Austin's history. He's been gifted with the ability to take short-term information and to transfer it to a long-term memory in just split seconds of time. And Harold, just a real joy to have in class and to tell our students about past events and where they lived, the streets, the houses, and just everything. He's just really a great guy.
When Harold can't find anyone to talk history with, he is usually reading. He told me that reading and working outside keeps him sharp. He also told me that my home was once the driveway to his parents' farm. As we sat and I talked to him, I thought it was ironic that the town name was looking upon us from the water tower across the street. Harold Rochford has devoted much of his time to documenting and sharing the history of Austin. We all could learn a lot from this knowledgeable, pleasant man.
Be honest. Be friends with everybody. Lay off of the smoking and boozing and dope. Get an education. I'm happy that I've had such a nice place as Minnesota to live. I've never had any reason to want to leave the town.
This has been Mike Seymour for Young at Heart.
And now, here's Chris Hodge with an alternative to independent transportation in Moore County.
It's not always easy to get around these days. With car, insurance, and gas prices, it makes convenient transportation difficult to afford. And even if you do drive, let's face it, driving can be stressful. That's where Moore County's Dial-A-Ride comes in. Dial-A-Ride is a service for senior citizens in the Austin area. It's based out of the Moore County Senior Center. I had a talk with Sue Bray, who's the transportation coordinator at the Senior Center. She told me what Dial-A-Ride is all about.
The Dial-A-Ride program is for seniors aged 60 and over, and it's a program where they call me the day before they want the service on the senior van, and they can go anywhere within the city limits of Austin, Monday through Friday, from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon.
Dial-A-Ride has been in operation for over 15 years, transporting about 60 seniors a day. Monies to help support the service come from a variety of sources, including the United Way, making it not only incredibly convenient, but also incredibly affordable.
Ever since my husband died in 1982, I find this to be such a great service. I am so grateful for what our community is doing for older people.
I use the Dial-A-Ride service to go and eat at the church, and also for sometimes to the doctor, and for shopping once in a great while.
I would recommend the Dial-A-Ride service to everybody.
There are a few trips Dial-A-Ride makes on a regular basis. For instance, many seniors take advantage of lunch at St. Olaf or the Senior Center each day. Shopping trips to the Oak Park Mall and Hy-Vee Food Store on Monday and Wednesdays are also very popular.
I think that it's a good service. It helps these older people, especially those in wheelchairs or with canes. You know, it's hard for them to get around, and it works out real nice. Yeah, I've been driving for them now about 5 years, or a little better, I guess, 2 days a week, and I really enjoy it. You're working with the cream of the crop, and it's fun. It's a lot of wit and real nice people.
The suggested donation for trips is $1 per person, and the rates for the SEMCAC nutritional site is 75 cents round trip.
If you'd like more information about dialing a ride, you can contact Sue Bray at the number on your screen. This has been Chris Hodge for Young at Heart.
This building was built by the Fox family in the early 90s, and it stood on the corner of the old Water Street and Main, northwest corner, now occupied by the Northwest Natural Bank.
The Moore County Senior Center will soon be moving. With more on that, here's Carol Kittner.
Thanks, Kim.
And today I have with me Dale Christopherson, a member of the building committee for the new senior center. Thank you, Dale, for being here today. As a member of the building committee, what is the current status of the new senior center, and where is it going to be located?
Well, I think right now we're waiting to get construction started, and the location we've already got covered with hay, so that because of the frost and so forth that we may have to contend with, we're going pretty much on schedule, and this project is located just west of the arena, which is bordered on the north by the Hormel Credit Union, 3rd Avenue, and I think we're going pretty good right now.
Dale, what advantages is the new senior center going to have for the seniors in our community?
Definitely it's going to be more accessible to a greater number of people, and I think it's going to work real well.
I think that another part of when we look at accessibility and advantages is that there's going to be real important that it's going to be a permanent home for the seniors.
Definitely, yes. It's been a long time in coming, but I think it's going to be real nice.
Dale, when do we have to leave the Woodson School?
Well, the deadline set, I think, by the school is that it will be about the 15th of April, which means we're really tight on a construction schedule, and hopefully we can meet that construction deadline and be on our way.
This has been a community-supported event, and what are the entities that have made this project possible?
Well, I guess the greater portion of it does come from the Hormel Foundation and the Hormel Company, and along with a generous contribution from the Sterling State Bank. And of course, once we get into the construction of it, the vocational school is going to do the interior construction, and that's really a great help to us.
Is that part of it?
Also, the city of Austin is contributing to it too.
Thank you, Dale, for being with me today. And now we have a health tip from Dr. Dale Anderson.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dale Anderson, and I have a health tip for you this month, and that is laugh just for the health of it. It's felt by many working in the health area that laughter raises some of the internal chemicals called endorphins, which give us a special inner high. These endorphins suppress pain. They make our muscles relax better. They help our immune system. They suppress our appetite. And of course, they give us a great feeling of euphoria and happiness and feeling that the world is a brighter and happier place. So I tell my patients, just laugh for the health of it, and you'll add days to your life and certainly a lot of life to your days.
For those of you who do it alone, who stand by a loved one with Alzheimer's disease, now there's someone to stand by you. The Alzheimer's Association
is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't.
We have support groups where you can get in touch with your feelings, and community services and research that can put you in touch with the facts, hopefully one day the cure.
And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble.
To reach your local Alzheimer's Association, call this number. Someone is there now to stand by you.
Some people think Social Security is just for retirement.
But if a serious illness or injury puts you out of work, Social Security can pay disability.
Even if you're years from retirement.
And it'll pay your family survivor's benefits if somehow your life gets cut short.
So what benefits can you expect? Find out by calling 1-800-2345-SSA.
For your own personal earnings and benefit estimate statement, Social Security, it's not just for retirement.
It's for life.
Many seniors live alone, with no family or friends to help them with their day-to-day activities. This is where the Moore County Senior Advocacy Program can help.
The main goal of Moore County Senior Advocacy is to assist and support and provide services to senior citizens so that they can remain living independently. The seniors that we deal with are seniors who are living in their own homes or apartments, and they're dealing with all the different aspects of the aging process and are trying to remain independent at the same time.
The Senior Advocacy Program also provides a unique service. This is the Telephone Reassurance Program.
Hello, Pearl. This is the Senior Advocacy Office calling, be checking up on you to be sure that you're all right.
I'm fine, and thank you.
You going to go outside today? You going to be busy?
Well, I'm going to have to start my Christmas cookies whether I want to or not.
I trust there isn't anything that you need any help with. If there is, we'd sure be glad to help you.
Yeah, I guess I do, but then I'll wait till tomorrow.
Good, we'll call you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, the Telephone Reassurance Program is a program that operates Monday through Friday, and it offers a daily telephone reassurance call to individuals who are living alone in their own homes and just need someone to check on them to make sure that they're okay.
What we do when we talk to them is ask them how they are, and far too many of them I know personally, so I get too involved with them. It takes me longer than anyone else to talk to them. If they don't answer, we have a second number that we call so someone checks on them and to be sure that they're all right.
Well, my husband passed away, and I was left with a traumatic experience. Bills, bills, bills. And then I came in for Mary at the advocacy. But she came to my home because I didn't feel like I cared to drive at that time. I was put on the program of having people call me every day. Then I got involved and called people once a week. And I have quite a few I call. I've made friends of them. They help me. I help them.
To get involved in the advocacy program, call or stop into the Senior Center, and they will be more than happy to help you.
I get out of being in the program a certain satisfaction that I have been able to help someone, even if it is in a small way. There are a lot of needs for people over 60. We want them to remain living at their home or in their apartment or wherever they choose to live for as long as possible. And it's rewarding to be able to help someone in any way.
This has been Tom Ashbaugh for Young at Heart.
Many people love sports, but few dedicate their lives to them. 80-year-old Harvey Stewart has done just that. Here's Brad Overly with more.
Meet Harvey Stewart. Everybody else has. He's one of Austin's most popular residents. Harvey's involvement in youth sports over the last 50 years has made him a familiar face throughout southern Minnesota.
Well, I've been in sports ever since I come to Austin. I'm from London, Minnesota originally. And then I come here and I get a residence in sports through the high school. And after a while, I got so I could get to be manager of the high school basketball team. And I went with them to tournaments. Then I helped in football. And I also helped line the football field out to Westcott Field for a long time. And then in basketball season, when Obi Bourbon was here, I'd help with them. We'd go to state tournament and watch the kids, and I'd travel them to different towns like Faribault or any team in the Big Nine.
Harvey Stewart, you know, I don't know of a soul that doesn't smile when they think of Harvey, and they'll guarantee you they'll smile if they meet him. I first met Harvey way back in 1945 when my dad and Red Hastings were the coaches of the South High School All-Star football game, and Harvey accompanied Red to the game, spent a lovely week with truly wonderful gentleman, and those feelings still hold, and they always will.
Harvey and his wife Cora have resided in Austin for nearly half a century. The Stewarts are truly good people. They've raised 2 children and remain active in the church. Harvey believes the key to staying healthy is staying busy.
I spend my time down the arena quite a bit. For instance, now, the 7th, 8th, and 9th December, they're going to have a squirt and a peewee tournament. So my work down there is I work in the locker room. I open the doors for the visiting teams, and then when done, I close up. And I'll be down there for 3 days. And then following that, well, then we'll have basketball coming in, the Rebel tournament. And I'll be down there working on that, dust mopping the floors, and then cleaning after the games, you know, and stuff like that. As for refereeing, in football, I travel with 4 officials. I travel with Dick Cook, I travel with Norm Blazer, and Mike McLean, and Dan Bull. And we go to these small towns like Lake Mills and St. Ansgar, Osage, Riceville, Glenville, Southland, and Zumbrota, and keeps us busy through the football season.
When Harvey travels with us, we put him in charge of the checks. His main job is to make sure that our car is heading to Austin, Minnesota, and the motor's running and the door's open. But on a serious side, he comes down on the field with us. And we've been to a lot of places a lot of times, so the coaches kind of are expecting him, and he kind of greets them. And like I say, they do give him the checks, and he takes care of the car keys, and he'll take care of our jackets when the game starts, and halftime he'll have the jackets ready for us. And, you know, if it's cold, he does have the car running, and the doors open, and they are headed for Austin.
Although Harvey never played organized sports, he has played an active role as umpire, referee, but mostly a devoted fan. He has a love for sports that cannot be questioned. That love was acknowledged at his induction into the Austin High Hall of Fame.
We have a special category for people like Harvey Stewart to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, in that they were just outstanding contributors to the athletic scene here at Austin High School. They were not athletes, they were not coaches, but they were just great people to have around the Austin High School program.
Although Harvey is very proud of his place in the Hall of Fame, he finds the long-lasting relationships he has made with some of the athletes more gratifying.
When these kids graduate, you want them to go out into life and make a success. Like I told a kid one day, I said, you go out into life, I said, you want to pick a field that you're going to be successful, because success to me in life comes by doing something that you like. And a lot of these kids remember that. I wrote them different letters. And like I say, a lot of these kids are doing good today. They're successful.
In the time Harvey allows himself to relax, you guessed it, he watches all types of sports on television. His favorite teams are the San Francisco 49ers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Harvey Stewart has been a big part of the Austin community for many years, and because of his love for sports and Austin, he will continue to be an active part of both.
On some occasions, there may have been a call that could have gone either way, and I think Harvey got that call turned Austin's way. He's a wonderful man, and I'll remember him forever.
I think one word, a real gentleman, would describe Harvey Stewart. No matter what you ask of Harvey, he always does it with 100%, gives it the best shot he has. Certainly just a loving guy to be around, and a real friend and a real gentleman.
Well, Harvey's pretty unique. I've known Harvey for a long time, when he was a janitor at Austin High School, and you know, he used to take care of the gymnasium for us, and the kids really liked Harvey. You could goof with him, you could do a lot of strange things with him, and it never bothered him, and he was always there when the game started, and he was always there when the game was over, and whether you won or lost, he always had good things to say about everybody.
This has been Brad Oberle for Young at Heart.
Thank you for watching the first edition of Young at Heart. I hope you enjoyed the show. Special thanks to Sterling State Bank, Moore County Senior Center, and of course the seniors. See you next month.